Happy, man?
God is so good.
Hey, do you forgive the prankster?
God is so good, man.
Okay, man. Thanks very much, buddy. We need hard knocks, bro. We need hard knocks.
I don't feel like this happened, for no reason. All this is of course, fuel to the fire. And under no circumstance, we all know this shouldn't have happened. But we understand we're on the bigger and better things.
The NFL Draft is supposed to be a moment of triumph, a celebration of talent, dreams, and opportunities for young athletes. But for Shadour Sanders, son of the legendary Deion Sanders, what should have been a joyous occasion turned into a nightmare filled with controversy, betrayal, and even a prank that left him humiliated on the biggest stage of his life. As the draft drama unfolds, many are questioning, was Shadour blackballed by the NFL? Was this a calculated move to punish Deion and his son for their outspokenness and defiance? Or was it just a case of a son caught in the crossfire of his father's larger-than-life presence? Let's dive into the NFL's dirty secret and explore whether there's more to this story than meets the eye. The prank that set the stage for controversy. The morning of the NFL Draft started like any other, except for Shadour Sanders, who was eagerly waiting for the call that would change his life. Instead, he received a call that no one could have ever predicted. He thought it was a coach from the New Orleans Saints, ready to offer him a spot on their roster. But the call was anything but that. It was a prank, orchestrated by Jax Ulrich, the son of the Atlanta Falcons' defensive coordinator. Jax pretended to be Mickey Loomis, the GM of the New Orleans Saints, and told Shadour that the team was going to draft him with their next pick. He even added, "Let's be legendary." But moments later, the call abruptly ended, leaving Shedeur confused, frustrated, and unsure of what had just happened. The prank quickly went viral, and the NFL was forced to investigate. For many, this was just the beginning of a chain of events that would lead to one of the most shocking draft falls in recent memory. But the prank was just one piece of a larger puzzle. Some believe that this incident was just a distraction, a way to humiliate Shadour and distract from the real story, the blackballing of Deion Sanders and his son by NFL owners. Deion Sanders, the outspoken, confident, and unapologetic Hall of Fame player-turned-coach, has made waves in the NFL for years. From his colorful personality to his bold stance on race and power in the league, Deion has never been one to shy away from controversy. But now, it seems that his outspokenness and his son's success are what led to their downfall in the NFL Draft. The conspiracy. Were Shadour and Deion Sanders really blackballed? After the draft, Deion Sanders wasted no time speaking out about the treatment his son received. According to Deion, the NFL owners and executives deliberately sabotaged Shadour's draft position to teach him and his father a lesson. Deion believes that there was a coordinated effort to prevent Shadour from succeeding, driven by resentment and a desire to humble the Sanders duo. Deion's allegations of blackballing have caused an uproar in the sports world. He claims that some NFL owners and executives saw Shadour as a threat, not just because of his football talent, but because of his father's influence and unapologetic confidence. Deion has been very vocal about his belief that the NFL's lack of diversity among ownership plays a significant role in this alleged conspiracy. Out of the 32 teams in the NFL, 31 are owned by white billionaires, and the only non-white owner is Pakistani-American Shahid Khan, owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. According to Deion and some of his supporters, this lack of diversity leads to a system of bias and exclusion, especially for Black athletes like Shadour, who dare to speak out and challenge the status quo. Some analysts argue that Shadour's attitude during interviews with NFL teams was another factor that played into his draft slide. Sources claim that NFL coaches and owners thought Shadour came across as brash and arrogant, which made them less likely to pick him. According to one anonymous NFL coach, Shadour's behavior was off-putting, especially when he seemed to think he could dictate which teams he would play for. One key moment that fueled the controversy was a podcast appearance by Deion Sanders in March 2024. On the podcast, Deion stated that if his son or his star recruit, Travis Hunter, were drafted by a team they didn't want to play for, he would intervene and pull an Eli Manning, meaning he would try to force a trade to a team of their choosing. This statement didn't sit well with NFL executives, who see the draft as a process that gives teams control, not players or their families. Furthermore, Sources close to Shadour have hinted that he and his father tried to control the narrative surrounding his draft. Deion was reportedly pushing for his son to go to certain teams, which raised red flags for NFL executives. In a league that prides itself on its rules and structure, this behavior was seen as a challenge to the system, and not one that many teams were willing to tolerate. As the draft continued, Shadour saw player after player, Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Tyler Shuck, Jalen Milroe, and Dylan Gabriel, get selected ahead of him, despite many analysts ranking him as the second-best quarterback in the draft. The Cleveland Browns, who had been rumored to be interested in Shadour, also passed on him multiple times. It wasn't until the 5th round, when the Browns finally picked him, that Shadour's name was called, far later than expected and after many teams had passed on him. This staggering fall raised even more questions. Was it just a matter of Shadour not being a good fit for those teams? Or was there something more insidious at play? The fallout, Deion's emotional response. When the draft didn't go as expected, the Sanders family was devastated. Deion, typically a calm and collected figure, was visibly shocked and upset by the turn of events. He was caught on camera shaking his head in disbelief as he watched other quarterbacks get selected before his son. For Deion, this wasn't just a draft. It was a public spectacle that reflected a deeper problem in the NFL. Despite the public disappointment, Deion tried to maintain a positive outlook. In an interview shortly after the draft, he spoke about his faith, saying, "God is good." However, sources close to the Sanders family claimed that behind closed doors, Deion was livid. He reportedly felt that his son's treatment was part of a broader conspiracy to undermine him and his family. Deion has since made cryptic statements on social media, suggesting that the NFL is trying to silence him and his son. In one post, he wrote, "A lie don't care who tells it or repeats it. Its goal is to be heard. The truth could be standing right in front of you consistently for years, but you don't see it because a lie is in your mind. The truth may not be as popular as a lie, but the truth wins in the end." This cryptic message only fueled further speculation that Deion was convinced his family was being targeted by powerful forces in the NFL. In the aftermath, many fans have expressed their theories about what happened. Some believe this is a classic case of racism, with Shadour being punished for his confidence and his father's influence. Others argue that it's not about race, but about Deion's behavior, with some suggesting that his outspoken nature and attempts to control his son's draft destiny may have turned teams off. So, what's the truth? Was Shadour Sanders truly blackballed by NFL owners and executives, or did his father's bravado and the family's attempts to control the draft process play a bigger role in his stunning slide? Did Deion Sanders' outspoken persona cost his son a higher draft pick, or is there a deeper conspiracy at play here? It's hard to say for certain, but one thing's clear. The Sanders family has shaken up the NFL, and it's unlikely that they'll be silenced anytime soon. What do you think? Was Shadour's draft fall the result of racism, conspiracy, or a father and son making waves in a system that didn't want to be challenged? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth analysis of the biggest stories in sports. Let us know if you want to hear more about the NFL's dirty secrets, and we'll see you in the next video.